All right, all right, my Facebook guys, how are you? I'm back. Okay, had some technical difficulties. I tried to do something on Instagram today. I tried to go live on Instagram, but there's people following Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy on Instagram, and I tried to see if I can get a live session for my followers there. Okay, something I'm working on. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, but for now, let's just keep on Facebook, and we're gonna go ahead with our conducting session today. All right, it's about conducting in a 3-beat meter. But before I do that, okay, I'm waiting for some people to come on. While we're waiting, I want to remind all of you guys, all you homeschool parents, to go on to, and anybody else who's an enthusiast, who is enthusiastic about Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy, go on to my business page, Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy on Facebook page. Okay, like and share the live that we're having today, as well as any of the other live sessions. You can scroll down on my Facebook page. You can take a look at that and see all the other past video lives that I had there, and like and share those. Okay, lots of good content for building your music curriculum. Hello, Mr. Michael Murray. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us. Today we're talking about conducting, and I'm just reminding all of us to just make sure that we go on to Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy page, like and share the videos. Also, my wife Shirley, of course, she's watching. Bring them on camera. Bring them on camera. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Hold on. What happens if Okay. All right. So, in any event, so again, just reminding again people to like and share Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy, as well as like and share these Facebook lives and some of the other lives that's happening now, as well as some of the other lives that I've done already. Okay, but also go on to Mr. C's Diligent Students Facebook group page. That group page, Mr. C's Diligent Students group page, that has plenty of the lives, as well as some other videos that I've uploaded that has other music teaching tips that you can teach your children. And that's basically what it's for. That's what Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy is about. All I do is teach you as a homeschool parent, child, or just music enthusiast, whoever you're looking to teach. Okay, I'm teaching you skills on how to teach them. All right, how to teach these musical skills, music concepts. Okay, yeah, we're not able to go into maybe we're not all able to go and attend a university and get a music education degree. We want to enrich ourselves as well as our own students in certain things in music. Okay, so that's what I'm here to do. Here to show you all those tips. Okay, in teaching in mind, giving you those teaching techniques and skills, all about planning your lesson and that sort of thing, and giving you those techniques in music so that you can teach your own students. Okay, and that's what I'm here to do, again, because maybe we don't have the convenience of attending school or anything like that. And also I mentioned yesterday how I have a huge course on all of this stuff at Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy.com, my own website. I have a whole video course available, but for whatever reason we can't all get that. That's okay. That's why I do these lives, so that I can give you guys this for free. Okay, because again, the music curriculum is such an important factor in adding to your regular general homeschool learning environment. Okay, or private learning environment, because it has all those connections to those core subjects. It has connections to the math, the science, the social studies, ELA, and reading. And you're going to find that music, those skills in music, these concepts in music, enhance and reinforce the concepts in the different core subjects. Okay, so that's what I'm here to do, guys. And so, moving right along with our conducting pattern, today is a 3-beat meter. So as you can see, I got this written down. Actually, I'm going to put this into a little bit more focus. Okay, all right. So during yesterday's live, I had you guys, we were conducting with our hand, right? Or with our right hand, by the way, using the right hand to conduct The left hand is for emotion, okay, to invoke emotion, that sort of thing. Miss Karen Robinson, welcome to our class today. We're getting on to our conducting series for this week, and it's 3-beat meter, okay? So as I was reminding everybody of yesterday's session, we conduct with our right, okay, and we use our left hand. We're going to use our left hand for invoking emotional content, so that your students, okay, whoever you're conducting, they can see what they want as far as dynamics, okay? Whether you want them to go louder, whether you want them to go softer, okay? Whether you want them to just, do it sweetly, or do you want them to, really harsh, depending on the song. Okay? And of course, the conducting with the right hand sets the tempo, how fast they're going to play, how slow they're going to play or sing. Okay? But as you also recall, folks who joined me yesterday, I had a pencil, okay, which I'm going to get out. I got right now. Okay, so get out your pencils, your pens, okay? This is what you're going to use as a baton when we don't have an actual baton. However, if you happen to have a baton, okay, then by all means take it out, okay? Maybe you haven't used it in a long time. Maybe you're one of those, again, music enthusiasts, and you happen to have a spare baton somewhere, and you said dust it off, because we're going to use it, okay? But if you don't have a pencil will do, okay? Actually, I don't really like this one. I do try to get a longer pencil. I got one that's a little bit longer, so I'm going to use the longer one, okay, so that it shows what? The ictus more, okay? We talked about this yesterday. This is the ictus, right, which shows the beat, okay? We show that one of the good warm-ups, and actually continues to be for all conductors, just to kind of get themselves warmed up in the action of conducting. Conducting is physical. It's very physical with the arm movement, okay? And me personally, I can't speak for all conductors, okay? But me personally, I felt before I was about to conduct, I would feel sort of stiff in a way, like I wasn't doing something totally correct, I would feel, and it would make me feel awkward if I wasn't getting the right emphasis on that ictus, right? Getting that emphasis on the beat so that my players could see very well what I'm doing as far as where the beats lie in that tempo. So I just warm up, take my other hand, I warm up by doing this. By doing this, it gets you into that action, that forearm movement along with the flicking of the wrist, and you're feeling that beat as you hit it across your palm, okay? This is a very, very, it's not just one of those, yesterday I talked about it as if it was like a training wheel type of thing. It was like a thing that you could use to, that you could start off with, to feeling that beat and then leave it be, and then kind of take it away. But I found that this is helpful just to kind of reinforce that beat feeling, okay? If one day you felt stiff in some way, like you just, you weren't quite hitting the beat, as far as the conducting was concerned, and sometimes even like you could feel that way, like it just kind of feels a little bit awkward, and your players would kind of indicate that probably by the way they're playing, okay? Because again, remember, as a conductor, they're following you, right? So they could indicate that by the way they're playing, and you can, not only do you feel it, but you sort of see it too visually, and you hear it in their playing. So you might be doing that. So a good warm up is taking that left hand again and having your right hand holding your baton, okay, and just do this for a little bit, just to kind of get back. And sometimes it just takes just a little bit, just kind of doing this for a while, and then you take it away. And then you're back again, feeling that beat, okay? Feeling every single beat as you go. So focusing and working that ictus, it's not just a preliminary thing, not like a pre-training thing, but it's also a good warm-up to coming back. So if this is not, if this is not correct, if it's awkward, do this for a little while until you get really kind of back into the swing of things, and then let it go. And then, feel that beat with that ictus, okay? Displaying that so that your players can play at their best, okay? So let's review our 4-beat meter pattern, okay? So I want you to take your pencils out right now, okay? I'm going to give you a tempo count, okay? Remember, tempo is the definition of tempo is the speed in which you play or sing, okay? And so you as a conductor set the tempo, okay? So I'm going to set the tempo for you conductors, all right? And I'm gonna count you in at a 4-beat, right? Count, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, ready, nice and slow, and 1, 2 to the left, 3 to the right, up for 4. Okay, so there you go. All right, and get used to when you finish conducting a whatever pattern. If you finish conducting for whenever you want to stop conducting, you want to finish. Get used to that cutoff. Okay. I'm going to do this a lot, okay, this week. I'm going to, when I want you to stop, I'm going to do this, okay? And so you do that. You also mimic that as well, okay? Get used to that cutoff sign so that way your students, whoever you're teaching, they can see where you're cutting off. They can see where you want them to stop. And that's the idea. It's a relationship between your conductors and your players. You see that? It's a solid relationship. They got to trust that you're leading them in the right direction, and they watch you and you show them. You see that? So let's try it again. Okay, I'm going to remove my hand this time. Okay, hands up. I'm going to give that 4 count. Here we go. 1, 2, and ready and conduct. And down 1, left to 2, right for 3, up for 4. Let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, here we go, and 1, left, 2, right, 3, up, 4. Good. Let's do this time. This time, let's do it a little bit more continuously, and I'm gonna cut you off when to stop. Okay, guys? So I'm not just gonna do 4. I'm gonna do a 4-beat meter conducting pattern. We're gonna do it for a little while. Okay? Here we go. Eyes on me, and with our right hand, we conduct. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, let's go, and 1, 2, 3, 4, keep going, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, one more time, 1, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay, so there you go. That is our 4-beat meter right there. This is what we did a lot yesterday. If you recall, look at your notes just in case. If you wrote that down, it was a down 1 arrow, to the left for 2, up and over to the right for 3, and then up for 4. Okay, so now 3-beat meter. Here's the pattern. First of all, let's talk about the 3-beat meter. Okay, our 3-beat meter. Usually we usually see a 3-beat meter displayed as 3/4. Now, there are other meters. There are other meters that kind of indicate the same, that would indicate the same movement. And in fact, there are meters like 3/2, and okay, there are other meters like that, 3/8. Okay, you might see something like that. Okay, but we're going to use our more typical one. Okay, and this is known. I'm going to write this down. I want you to write this down too, okay? So we have our 3-beat meter. We're using 3/4, right? And this is known as our Waltz Tempo. Anything where you're counting to 3 is known as a Waltz Tempo, okay? Reason why they call it that is because you can literally dance the waltz to a song that's in 3/4 or 3/8 or 3/2, okay? Any song that sort of resembles sort of has that count in 3, actually even in 6/8. 6/8 is also known as a waltz tempo, but you can literally dance the waltz in a particular song like that. How do you know that? Well, think about the 3 count that you do when you're dancing the waltz. If anybody's ever danced the waltz, they teach you. You get taught really quickly that it's a pairs dance, right? And one hand holds the other, and the other one goes around the waist while the lady puts her out on the shoulder. And basically, you start to the left, you move to the left, and you go 1, 2, 3. Then you move to the right, 1, 2, 3. right? And that's what you're counting when you're doing the waltz. So you're just going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You could spin your partner 1, 2, 3. You could do all those types of things. But the basis of the counting in those steps is 1, 2, 3, right? So the song, what you're counting, what you're really counting is the 3 count per measure. Okay? That's what you're really doing. So that meter right there has 3 beats per measure. Okay? So if you looked at my composition videos last week, okay, I showed what a measure was. Okay, those bar lines that separate and groups the notes in a certain amount. So in the meter at the beginning of a song is going to tell us that we have 3 beats per measure in each measure. Okay, every measure is going to contain 3 beats. Now, but where's our basic unit of count, right? Basic unit of count is 1. So where is 1? 1 is indicated by the bottom number 4 in this meter, okay, where it tells us that our quarter note gets 1 beat. What does a quarter note look like again? Hey, let me show you. Okay, so there's our quarter note. I put some parentheses, but this is around it, but this is our quarter note. It's got a shaded in note head with a stem, okay? Sometimes it could be pointed down, okay? It depends, but this is the easiest to display to let you know this is a quarter note, okay? Also, again, take a look at my previous videos about composition where we were going over writing, okay? But this is a quarter note, and anytime you see any of those in a piece of sheet music, okay, you'll know that it's only worth 1 beat. And the reason it's worth 1 beat is because the meter tells us so. The bottom number 4, again, indicates to us that the quarter note gets one single beat, okay? And then basically from there, any of the other notes, the half notes, the whole notes, the eighth notes, anything else, okay, you will know the note value simply because of the meter. The meter tells us a lot before we even start, okay? So most typically, you're going to see this 3/4 meter at the beginning of a song that tells us, okay, throughout the song, we're going to count 3 beats per measure. It's going to be just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Dancing that waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But on the sheet music also, that bottom number 4 is going to tell us that the quarter note is worth 1 beat. So for the one beat, that basic unit of count, is found right within that specific quarter note. Okay? All right. But for now, when it comes to conducting, we follow the 3-beat conducting pattern. Okay? Yesterday we went over doing a 4-beat meter, right? We're going to use this conducting pattern, which is slightly different. Okay? A little bit easier too. You might find that it's also a little bit easier. So when you conduct, right? You're going to swipe down just like with yesterday's conducting pattern. You're going to go down with the ictus, right? Down for 1. Now take a look at the pattern. You're going to go to the right. You are not going to the left anymore for beat 2. Beat 2 is going to go to the right. Bam. Okay? So you're going to go bam like that. I feel like Emeril Lagasse sometimes when I say bam. I think that's probably where I got it from. Okay? I guess it's real easy to say bam because we're dealing with beats, right? Bam, right? So when we go down for 1, bam, okay, we go down 1, then we go to the right for beat 2, bam, right? And then up, over and up, right about there at the corner for 3, bam, and up, okay? So it's kind of like, you see where I turn at certain points, okay? That is where the beat sort of lies, if that makes sense visually, okay? And this helps you be able to what? Follow and do the pattern. So you know where those beats lies, and you can use that ictus, okay? Very well to display that. So again, let's take a good look and write this down. If you have a piece of paper, you probably already have a pen or a pencil, right? Write this down on a piece of paper or your notebook, whatever, okay? And you want to, again, draw this line with an arrow going down for 1, okay, over to the right for beat 2. You know, there's a little arrow because we're going to continue, and we're going to go over and up for beat 3, and it goes all the way up, okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay? That's what we're doing there. That is the pattern. Now, you follow the pattern, okay, in this wise, okay? Let's do it together, okay, with our batons, okay? So here we go. We have our pencils, our pens, whatever type, whatever, or your actual baton, okay? We'll have that, and we're going to go down. I want you to follow me, okay? You're grasping it in your right hand, not your left. Your left is for emotion, your right is for the beats, okay? For that tempo. So, we're going to swipe down, right? I'm going to actually use my hand, the little training wheel, right? Use my training wheels here. Let's use our training wheels. We're going to go down, okay, for 1. Then we're going to go over to the right. Almost like that backhand that we did yesterday with our beat 3, right? Our beat 3 was kind of our backhand. This is beat 2 in the 3 beat meter. So we're going 1, then to the right, 2, and then up for 3. So let me show you that again. Here we go. It's 1. Do it with me. Here we got 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. Here we go. It takes getting used to too, especially because we were doing a totally different meter yesterday. So now we got to get acclimated to that 3-beat meter. Remember, I said this is movement, okay? Muscle motor memory, okay, has to be enacted. If we do this over and over again, then we can remember the movement, okay? So let's try that again. Here we go. Down for 1. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. And 1, 2, 3. Do it again. And 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So we're not going to our left really. Well, maybe somewhat. We're kind of, in a way, from beat 2, we're kind of ending up back in the middle where we started when we first went down on beat 1, right? So we're going down 1, 2 to the right, 3 back up, okay? So let's do this with tempo, okay? I'm going to count you in. I'm going to give you a 3 count time. I'm going to go 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, okay? That's how we're going to do that. In fact, I'm going to slow it down a little bit too, okay? Remember what I said too in the first video, in yesterday's video? We want to keep it slow. We want to keep it slow so that we can build up to a faster tempo, okay? So here we go. Conduct your baton in your right hand. Here's the training wheel, okay? Sort of the training wheel. We're going to use this to feel that beat, okay? Here we go. On my count. 1, 2, and go. 1 to the right, 2, up, 3. Keep going. Down 1 to the right, 2, up, 3. Keep going. Down 1 to the right, 2, up, 3. Keep going. Down 1, right 2, up, 3. Keep going. Down 1, 2, up, 3. Now, good job. Oh, cut. I forgot. Okay. But now, let's take the hand out. Let's take the hand away. Let's take the training wheels away and batons up. Okay. And we're going to go down 1, to the right 2, and up 3. Remember to feel that bounce. Nice and slow. Okay. Everybody ready? Here we go. 1, 2, let's go. And down 1, to the right 2, up 3. Down 1 to the right 2, up 3. Down 1 to the right 2, up 3. Keep going. Down 1, 2, 3. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. One more time. And 1 to the right 2, up 3. Off. Okay? Feels good, right? Feels good. Okay, so, yeah, just 1, 2, 3. Okay? That's what we're doing. That's what you do over and over again until, of course, the end of the song. Okay? Whatever that song may be. So that is our 3-beat pattern. Now, let's talk about the left hand. I did say we were going to talk about the left hand. So, I'm going to kind of take it in pieces a little bit. Well, pieces, for lack of a better word. I want to show you certain emphasis. Now, sometimes, here's the thing about other conductors. Other conductors will use the left hand in certain ways to indicate, again, dynamics. Dynamics is the texture, all right? Texture and volume when it comes to a song. So certain textures that are going to be required for the song, because the sheet music will indicate it. Sometimes they'll have it in Italian, because Italian is what they use for a lot of the a lot of musical terminology, okay? And sometimes it's just going to be written in plain English, depending on some of the more modern songs, okay? Especially in jazz, you know. But what you're going to find on a piece of sheet music, it'll tell you, you know, oh, the song is to be sung or played sweetly, okay? They'll actually use one word, sweetly. If they use the Italian, they'll say dolce, okay? If they say presto, you know, that means fast, okay? So that they'll, you know, or presto, very fast, actually. Presto means very fast, okay? So it just really depends. It depends on, okay? But then, you know, certain emphasis with that left hand will be made for the players to see. So just as an example, it doesn't mean that every conductor, or even you as a conductor, might change slightly what those hand signals mean, because sometimes it really just depends. You can kind of adapt and kind of make some of these signals for your players a little bit different, you know, somewhat similar and somewhat different. It depends on who you've watched conduct, okay? You might be having me right now as your first indication of conducting. So, but I've noticed that, you know, some of my hand signals with my left, you know, that I might use for fast, or, you know, pick it up, you know, I might be doing this, and, you know, that might mean something different with another conductor. It just really depends, okay? So let's kind of take one feeling at a time. That was the better word I was looking for earlier. Not breaking it up, but one feeling at a time, okay? So let's say you want it loud, right? You want it loud. We're going to do a 3-beat meter loud, and we're going to do it at a sort of moderate, we're going to do it at a moderate tempo, all right? So, hands up, okay? We're going to have our baton ready on the right, okay? Have your other hand ready. And I'm actually going to move over here so you can see me a little bit better. Okay, see this hand a little better. But I'm going to do something with this hand that indicates a 3-beat meter. So watch me first, okay? I'm going to model this, okay? So I want it loud, right? For me, I'm going to show you how I'm going to conduct the 3-beat meter loud, okay? I'm going to give myself a count. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Off. Okay? So did you see what I was doing there? While I'm doing this, right? While I'm conducting my 3-beat pattern, okay? I'm doing this, like grow louder, okay? I'm going like this, okay? Sometimes I've actually seen some conductors, you know, point, like, you know, do this kind of point, you know, to give me give me strong notes, that type of thing, which can be interpreted as louder too, you know. 1, 2, 3, okay? So they might be doing this while they're doing that, while they're still keeping that tempo. So what you're going to find is, really, what are we doing? We're multitasking, okay? This is why in conducting, you have to have a very good sense of rhythm. So you're trying to invoke a feeling, okay, a texture, a sense of volume, whatever you know, all of that in dynamics. You're trying to do that while you're keeping that steady tempo, okay, in whatever speed, whether it's fast, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or even nice and soft. Okay, so now I'm gonna do this with my left hand, and I'm gonna say back up, like kind of like back up in the volume, right? And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'll tell you go a little bit softer. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, loud 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then maybe I'll slow it down and go 1, 2, 3, but pick up the volume. 1, 2, 3, and strong. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and shh. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and off. Okay? So you see what I'm doing there. What I'm doing there, again, I'm invoking a feeling at the same time that I'm keeping that pattern of conducting that tempo steady for my players, okay? What you'll find is it's not going to be the easiest task in the world. You start doing this, okay? I guarantee you're going to mess up, okay? You're going to make mistakes, okay? The best thing to do, and this is what I had to do in my conducting classes when I was in college. When I was in college, my professor said, go in front of a mirror. In fact, I mean, you know, in a way, what's really cool is that I'm doing that right now because I'm showing you guys with my camera, but I can see myself. I can see everything that I'm doing, okay? So I'm using that camera as my mirror, so to speak, right? So what you're going to do is, when you practice this, you must practice in front of a mirror. I think I might have said that yesterday with the 4-beat meter, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's in terms of the conducting pattern, right? But now even more so if you're trying to show the dynamics now. Showing that dynamics, that evoking that feeling that you want your players to follow and do, right? So you as a leader, okay, have to be able to show that. But the only way you get to really get accustomed to that is if you use that mirror. Go to your bathroom. Sometimes I'd be in the bathroom a little bit too long, and you know my wife's banging on the door. Can you hurry up? I gotta use the bathroom. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, honey, I'm coming up. You know, and so I would find myself, you know, back in college, you know, using whatever reflective surface I can. Okay, sometimes the reflection on the TV screen, you know, I would shut off the TV and I would conduct in front of that reflection. Anything I could to get to really get my conducting skills strong. Okay, and I would be practicing. You know, some of the other things we've been doing, and this is what we're going to do later on this week. I'm actually going to play a track, some kind of song. Okay, I'm going to find something on YouTube. You're gonna be able to hear it. I'm going to press play, but I'm going to show you how to conduct to whatever's playing there. Okay, that's another very useful type of thing. Okay, conducting, doing that tempo beat with the conducting pattern, but then also using the different signals that you would use to evoke the dynamics, okay, or that feeling or whatever it is, right? So we're going to practice that one day this week, okay? So be ready for that. But that's the idea. I want you guys to take like I just did today. Take one feeling at a time, just for a while in front of that mirror. You know, you want it soft, right? Then, you know, do like a real quick shh and soft, right? And then do your conducting pattern. 1, 2, 3, shh, 1, 2, 3. Or do it soft but fast. Think about it that way. Change it up. Once you get good with a moderate tempo, okay, or a slow tempo, do it really slow. Then try it really fast. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see? And you're doing that nice and fast, but still, soft. Still nice and soft on that volume. And then try it really loud. Try it loud yet slow. You could try it loud, very loud but slow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see, you could do it. You want that loud sound, okay? You want that forte. That's the Italian for loud, forte. But you want it slow, okay? Or even slower than that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, you get the idea. You see, nice and slow but steady. Oh, sorry. Yes, slow and steady but loud. You know, because again, and I'm giving you those opposite. Well, what we would call opposite, because sometimes people think, you know, loud means fast. No, not always. Sometimes the song wants you to be slow but loud, or fast but soft. Okay, so it just really depends. Okay, it really depends. There are many songs out there with many different types of dynamics. Okay, and it's a task. It's a multitask, really to keep this steady while you're doing that. But if you look at yourself do it in front of a mirror and you repetitiously practice, I guarantee you're gonna get much better than that. I didn't think I would be. I gotta tell you, when I was in college, and I really surprised my professors when I had to do my final for the first time. My final for the first time. Actually, no, the first time I surprised him was when my midterm was him playing a song, an audio, right? And all the students, including myself, had to get up there on a podium that he had with our batons, right? And we had to conduct to that. And he wanted to see how close I was. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but I really did get the hang of it because I followed his notes. I followed, his one thing, which was stand in front of a mirror and do it over and over and over again, okay? And that's how I practiced. I even did it at work once. I used to work nights, and yeah, I would work nights, and sometimes I find myself using the bathroom real quick, and I, for like a little bit, because I had to go back to work, stay on shift, right, and then go back to work. But yeah, any chance I got, I kind of practice. So yeah, take the time. Use this video, rewind it, do this with me a couple of times. Try to then challenge yourself, try to do it by yourself, go in front of the mirror, try to do it there. I guarantee you any mistakes you make in front of a mirror, that reflection is going to go back at you and say, yeah, that's not right. That's not what Mr. C said. Yeah, try that again. And then you try it again. And the mirror is a great resource, if you will, okay? A great way to self-observe what you do, what mistakes you make and what things you do right, okay? So let's go over this again. Oh, right, by the way, and also do the same thing with the 4-beat meter. Use that 4-beat meter pattern, okay, in front of a mirror, nice and loud or really soft. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and you keep doing that and get used to that cutoff. In front of a mirror, change up the dynamic feeling. Do one dynamic feeling for a little while. Do that, okay? So again, I showed you certain symbols, okay, certain cues that would indicate loud, loud and powerful, soft, and sweet, And by the way, take a look. There's also a different feeling on that wrist. So let's say I want to do it sweetly too. Let's go back to that 3-beat pattern, right? I want to do a sort of sweet feeling 3-beat pattern. Look at my wrist a little closely. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See what I'm doing? I'm a little bit more wavy. It's sweetly. It's legato, if you will. Legato is like long and connected. Okay, unless I wanted to do the opposite of that, which is staccato, which is short and disconnected. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see that? So I'm still following that pattern, but look, the wrist. But that emphasis on the ictus, short and disconnected, staccato, legato. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you could still see the beats. But you see how I wave it around a little bit differently? Okay? It's different. You can still see the beats, right? But it's more sweet, right? It's long and connected as opposed to the short and disconnected. Okay? You don't necessarily have to make the faces I'm making, by the way. You can be real happy. You can smile if you want to. Okay? All right, you don't have to do that, okay? But the idea is too, if you really have a good connection to the song that you're conducting, okay? You know what it's about. You know what the feelings are when it comes to that song. Your face will really tell the story too, okay? And not for the audience's sake, really, but for your player's sake, okay? So if it's a powerful song, it's epic, you're gonna tense up. You see these conductors with different types of facial expressions because they're really getting into it. They're getting into it, or they're getting into it. It's nice and legato and it's sweet. Oh, that's beautiful. They're going along with it. So yeah, conducting is not only good large motor skills, okay, gross motor skills, okay, for your kids, okay, but getting them to feel, okay, knowing that there's different things they're going to do with that left hand to evoke an emotion while keeping that steady tempo, okay? And, you know, their face will say it all. If you get into the song, you know what it's about, okay? You really, okay, conductors, a good conductor will analyze the music, will go over it, take it apart, put it together. You know, they're going to do all that and to get a better understanding so that their performers will perform it well. They will follow you in all of those aspects. Feeling, okay? Feeling and emotion, dynamics, okay? And steadiness, all right? And they're all watching you, and they're all following you, and you are giving it back. It's a back and forth relationship, and the audience sees it all, okay? So, conducting, it's a wonderful thing. We're going to make sure you remember to have this down written, okay? Practice it in front of a mirror. Down 1, to the right 2, up for 3, okay? It is our 3-beat meter conducting pattern, where usually you'll find a 3/4 meter, 3 beats per measure, and the quarter note gets 1 beat, also known as a waltz tempo, okay? Oh, and remember, it works the same thing. I know we didn't do this, okay? But before you go, same thing. Now, if you're conducting a chorus, okay, the singers, you're just going to use your hand. Most conductors just use their hands to conduct. Still the right hand, okay, while the other one, the left hand, does the feeling part. 1, 2, 3, legato, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and staccato, 2, 3, 1, 2, louder, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now soft and 1, 2, 3. Okay, and off. Okay, so you can use left hand for the emotion and still the right hand for the conducting, for that tempo. And it's still the same pattern, but this, what? Now your fingers, they're the ictus. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Off. Okay? So there you go. Practice with a baton, practice without a baton, and do it all in front of a what? In front of a mirror, okay? And you guys will get good, and you'll be able to teach your students that way, that same thing. Switch, and you would be able to do things again like switch positions. Now they conduct you. You're the player, they're the conductor, okay? And then you follow them. Remember the one tip I said. Follow them, okay? This is assessment now. Okay, you're teaching them the skills. You're teaching them all of that, right? But now you follow. If you switch positions with them, you're the player, or the singer, and they're the conductor, okay? Follow them at all costs, okay? They've had enough practice with you where you modeled for them, you modeled this action for them, and they practiced and practiced, okay? Now it's assessment time. How well are they conducting? How well are they, multitasking with dynamics in one hand and the steady beat in the other? How well are they doing that on their own? The only way to find out is for them to conduct you. And whatever mistakes happen in your playing, it'll be because they showed you something. They wanted you to follow them. You see what I'm saying? And so they'll see it. They'll be able to assess, oh, wait, what happened? You can ask them, well, what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? Do you know? Ask them first, and then they'll have to think about it. If they don't come up with an answer right away, and then you say, okay, well, you were too slow, or you were too fast, or the tempo wasn't steady. Sometimes you went fast, sometimes you went slow. I had to follow you. I'm only doing what you're telling me to do. You see? And then it makes them think. You see? It makes them use their cognition, okay, and become more self-aware. That's another practice that conducting does for our students. It makes them self-aware, okay, of what they're doing, and so they have to go back to that mirror and they have to conduct, okay, just like you did. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a never-ending cycle, okay? Teaching is a never-ending cycle, okay? So, guys, I'm so happy that you joined us today. All right, practice these, okay, as I went over that 3-beat meter. Also use the 4-beat meter in that sense, and practice now invoking feeling. We're going to do a little bit more of that tomorrow at the same time, 3:30. Okay, so join us again for Facebook Live, 3:30. Review this video. If you didn't catch anything, rewind, review it, and get some notes down and practice, guys, so that you be much more prepared for your students. Also reminding you, go on to Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy business page, like and share this video, and like and share all those other videos that I have, and then check out Mr. C's Diligent Students group. Go on that and become a member. It is free to become a member, okay, where you will have these Facebook Lives as a member as well as access to other videos I've posted on in the past, okay, all to show you more and more tips on building your music curriculum when you can't get onto when you can't go to a college or university and get your music education degree because it costs too much in tuition, right? Or you can go on to Mr. C's homeschoolmusicacademy.com where I have these other tips plus more. Okay, I have a whole mission music course. When you can't do that, okay, then we have our Facebook Lives for free, okay? So join us Monday through Friday, 3:30 p.m. Also reminding you guys, I did say this yesterday. This is again another reminder. I will probably have a different time for our Facebook Live sessions. Okay, that may happen. I'm also trying to get it so where we can get Instagram. Also, I can go live on Instagram and all my Instagram followers do this. But we might have a totally different. One day I will keep you abreast of when that's going to change. It might change to a different time slot because I am making room for my enrollees in Mr. C's homeschoolmusicacademy.com. I'm making room for my young students that I'm going to be doing live webinars for, live sessions. So that will be soon to come, but I will let you know exactly when. I'm just trying to work it all out. All right. But in any event, guys, again, thanks for joining us. I will be here tomorrow. Same Mr. C time, same Mr. C channel. Okay, Facebook Live, okay, with Mr. C's Homeschool Music Academy with another conducting tip. Okay, guys, it was great having you. Take care. And as always, as I tell all my students, happy practicing. Take care of yourselves, guys. Have a good one.